How's everybody doing? You know me. This your but you can still hear it, and that's whatever. So yeah, we started the morning with this rooftop breakfast overlooking like the city square of Mexico City. Just amazing. An enormous flag in the middle of it. Like it was a big flag, but I don't think it was as big as an American flag outside of Perkins Family Restaurant. You know, which weirdly enough have the biggest flags in the United States, except for those really big ones they bring out like over football fields. But that's just blasphemous anyway. And then what did we do? We got on these boats. He's like, it's kind of like a gondola setup in southern New Mexico. Also, I guess you could consider Mexico City southern New Mexico. Uh, but yeah, on the southern side of the city, we took a subway for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then we got on a different subway and rode that for like 40. I'll tell you what, there is something amazing about Mexico City's public transportation because they have like 22 million people that live in that city, if not more, or if not less. I don't know. I haven't Googled it. But I don't know. It's just incredible to see that many people squished on a little bit. Oh, you hear that? Oh, yeah. A lot of motorcycles around here. Always interrupting my stories. But yeah, it's a boat that fits like 30 people, right? But we had four on it because there's not a lot of us. And one guy just pushing the thing with this big old stick, and it was incredible. These boats are beautiful. Uh, Trojineros, I believe they're pronounced, are called. But we're floating down the river, right? And there's a bunch of other boats, and like there are these smaller boats that are similar with just mariachi bands on them, but they're not playing. They're just floating, and it's like when you pass them, they're like, "Hey," in Spanish, "Do you guys want us to play you music?" And we're like, "No, no, not really. We're listening to post rock on my buddy's Bluetooth speaker. We're listening to Chan, bro. No way." It was crazy. And then there were other boats with like grills on them, and like they just row up beside you and ask you if you were hungry. And we had a guy like whip up some quesadillas and gorditas and stuff while we were just floating. And everything's like less than $1 here. It's crazy, you know. Uh, in America we have things called dollar stores. In Mexico it's just dollar everything. It's stupid. But yeah, we stopped alongside and paid this guy like 50 pesos to go look at his snakes. And that's not like a pervert thing. Like, it wasn't like a Louis C.K. thing. Uh, but yeah, he told us all about the snakes, and again, it was in Spanish, so I didn't really understand any of it, but I held a snake, and I held a chameleon or a lizard or something. It was cool, you know? It's cool to support local economies wherever you are. Uh, that's more or less what we did that day, I think. I think we went back to the house and watched, like, Shrek. We've watched, like, 10 movies on this trip, dog. We watched Shrek, watched Under the Silver Lake, which, if you're a fan of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or film noir or conspiracies or Andrew Garfield, do me a favor and check out Under the Silver Lake. That movie was so weird. And it was like 40 minutes too long, in my opinion, but every movie's like 40 minutes too long. It was good. We watched SpongeBob and SpongeBob 2, but we turned those into drinking games. And, well, we didn't turn them into drinking games. It was a drinking game on its own. I'm going to shut this window and maybe get rid of some of this ambient noise or whatever you call it. Oh, I'm not going to stop recording to do this either. I'm going to let you guys hear the nitty gritty of what it's like to record a podcast when you're in a different country, in an Airbnb, which is like the fanciest place that I've ever stayed. And I've stayed at some pretty fancy hotels, dog. But the window's closed. This should be a little easier to hear. Less, I don't know. Maybe I should have closed it at the beginning, you know. But here we are. Windows closed. Back to recording. We watched a handful of Rick and Morty, a lot of BoJack. And what I've noticed down here is that mi hombres like to sleep. And I have this condition where, like, it's 2:30 right now. I'll probably go to bed at, like, 3:30 or 4. And I'll still wake up at 8. You know? If not before that. And they're able to sleep for, I don't know, like 10, 12 hours a night. It's incredible. I wish I could do that. So in the mornings I was watching BoJack. We watched Rango. We went and saw this movie Climax in theaters. I think I talked about that on the last one. White Boy Rick, saw that one, which was not as good as I'd hoped. You know, it's like it's a McConaughey flick, so it should be great. But it was just alright. Alright. We watched Bad Grandpa too. That movie with De Niro and Efron, and I don't like to be a social justice warrior or anything, or say the word problematic too often, but I don't know how that movie got made in this day and age. You know, it's doesn't represent any of the women very well. There's a ton of homophobic stuff, bit of racist stuff. I mean, Adam Pally, Jason Mantzoukas, couple of supporting characters, crushed it. Always do. Love Adam Pally, love Jason Mantzoukas, but that's beside the point. The movie had a lot of funny stuff in it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm working on becoming woke. Maybe I am woke. I don't know, but there are a lot of things where I was just like, if I was writing this and I wrote that, I would change it. You know, it turned around though. There was some heart, and then there were like 2 like post movie scenes. They're like, oh, we forgot to wrap this up, and they're like, oh, let's wrap this up again. And it was like, oh, what the hell. Yeah, Thursday was my birthday. It was awesome. We went to this little town called Tepoztlan. Again, don't speak Spanish. It is amazing. We went down to the market and we had some lunch. Ate way too much. This whole trip, I mean, I always eat way too much, but like this whole trip has been just asinine, right? Just like 3 or 4 plates of meal. Just trying everything. At the market, we tried chipolinos, which are crickets. At breakfast the first day, we tried escamoles, which are slugs or maggots. Ate some worms, ate some ants. Like I said last week, ate some brains, eyes. It's just a bunch of stuff that should be gross, right? And some of it was. But it was a blast, man. We just hung out by a fire, just crushing cervezas and mezcal and tequila and gin. The 5 of us in this beautiful tiny city. Our Airbnb had a pool, and at like The night was winding down at like 3 o'clock, but I was like, guys, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to jump in the pool. At 4:19, I will be in that water. And then it was like 4:19, and my buddy Jambu was like, yeah, dude, it's 4:18, 4:19, you getting in the water? And I didn't want to. I did not want to, dog, but I got to commit to the bit. So I slowly stripped off my clothes. I did a little cannonball. My balls shot up and ricocheted off my tonsils. It was so cold, dude. But then my buddy Chose was like, you know what? I said I would do it. He jumps in too. He dives in because he's an athlete. I cannonball in because I'm shaped like a cannonball. But, we went for a 15-second swim and then got out. And then it's like, well, we're awake now. So we sat by the fire for another hour or so and just talked. And the other guys went to bed. It was awesome. I mean, I put a lot of weight on my birthday. And like last year, you can listen to the early episodes. I had like 7 days packed with events my buddies could come to, but I think this is the best one yet, other than like the one where my mom pooped me out. Because I paid attention in health class. That's how it works, right? Your mom eats eggs that have been fertilized, and then 9 months later, she's like, I've been constipated. That's why I'm so bloated. Now I gotta poop. But I don't know, man. It's been great. It was a great birthday. The next day, people didn't wake up, and so I watched some BoJack. I hung out. And all these mornings where people aren't waking up were the mornings where I should have recorded the podcast. I should have recorded 2 podcasts before I came on this trip so that, like, I didn't have to do them at 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. And it's 2:30 here, which means it's 3:30 where I'm from, which is Minnesota. I'm from South Dakota, but they're in the same time zone. And I went to school in Minnesota. I'm a college graduate who has trouble remembering, common aspects about his life. I told people I was 25 for the last, 372 days. Maybe less than that. Not super good at math. But yeah, we went to this fancy dinner that like looked up at the in Tepoztlan. It's in the mountains, and it looked at the beautiful view, right? And we were underdressed, and there's 5 of us, and there were like 15, 16 people. It was an even number of other people because everybody else was on a date. And like I noticed that right away when we asked our waiter if we could switch tables for the 3rd time to get a better view, and he was like, "Oh, ay caramba," if that's not stereotypical. And yeah, it was cool. A lot of people on dates, and I was like, "Oh, what a beautiful area for this." I'm glad my 4 bros and I are here. It was fun. And then we went back to the casa, popped on SpongeBob, played the drinking game, started the second one, did not get very far. Turned it off, ended up singing karaoke, like just in the Airbnb, looking at the TV. A lot of Madonna, a lot of 80s music. It was a blast. 1010 would absolutely do karaoke with these bros every day if I could. Next day, we went to this thing. Like, every day we were like, yeah, we're going to go to the pyramids. We're going to go climb the mountain, like hike up the mountain and check out the ruins, I guess, kind of pyramids. And that didn't work out. And so on the 3rd day, we're like, all right, we're definitely not going to go to the pyramids. So we went to this thing called a temazcal. And it's an ancient, I don't know. It's a super old, like, Mayan or Aztec rebirthing ceremony. In this, like, it's named after the hut you're in. It looks like an igloo, but it's made of like clay. Super hot inside, right? So like, I'm a big fatty, and I'm like, oh, I have to climb into this tiny little igloo with 5 other dudes because there's a guy in there who like does the whole ceremony, and like you're in there, and he asks you what you want to get out of it, and first of all, he starts in Spanish, which is fine. I'm in Mexico. Most people do. And then it became clear that I didn't speak Spanish, and so he started translating, and his English wasn't great, but he made the effort, and that is a beautiful thing. I think people who can speak 2 languages, even if the second one isn't super fluent. Because my Spanish isn't great, but people appreciated me trying to speak Spanish, you know? So afterwards, I was like, gracias por inglés, you know, and he said, you're very welcome. It's a beautiful thing, but inside, you know, you listen and you thank every one of your body parts, and you thank Mother Earth, and you rub mud on yourself to cleanse yourself, which seems backwards, right? And then you all get much closer, and he pours tea and like cold water on you, like there's a combination of 3 teas, like I don't know, chamomile rose and another one, probably sleepy time. Super introspective though, dog. And like afterwards, I was like, whoa, I really got to change a lot of things in my life if I want to be a healthy, strong boy. So I'm working on those. I'll get back to working on them when I get to the States, which is unfortunately happening in less than 48 hours. Yeah, I don't know. We got some pizza. Super cool place, like really good pizza. They had a boneless wing pizza, and like these guys were like, yo, we got to get this pizza. It's super like unique. We ordered a mac and cheese pizza, which is pretty common. We ordered a barbecue chicken pizza, which is pretty common where I'm from. But then we got like a carne asada or pastor, suadero, which is cheek, like beef cheek. And they were all really good, but they were way too cheesy. And one thing that we have kind of learned in the 7 days we've been here is that, order what you want, and then if you're still hungry and you want to try something else, order after that. But there was 5 of us. We ordered 3 pizzas for 5 people. That's like 6 slices a piece, you know? And I did it, and 2 of the other guys did it, and man, I'm just coming to grips right now. As a 26-year-old, I've been kind of thinking about it for the last year. I used to drink a lot of milk, right? Big milk head. And like chocolate milk is still my favorite beverage. But it doesn't sit well with me, dog. And it's like, we're getting all these queso things, quesadillas. Oh man, I love milk, I love dairy, but it's not good for me, and that's one of the things that I introspected, you know, in the Te Mezcal. Is like, yo, dude, you know it's not good for you. Just stop doing it. So I'm going to cut dairy out when I get home. I'm going to drink a lot more water. I've been pretty good about that over the last year, but when you're in Mexico, man, like, you have to buy all of your water. And I mean, that sounds dumb, but and it's super cheap here. Like, we bought 25 liter jug for Ugo, the guy we stayed with, because we destroyed the 25 liter jug he had. But you know, we take for granted that we have clean running water, and I say we, as most of my listeners are in America. A hefty portion are in Mexico and Korea and Russia for some reason. I don't think the Russia ones are real, but hey, I'll take every play count I can get. I don't know. It's been a blast. In the next 2 days, we were just pretty chill. We tried to catch another movie. Tried to see Black Klansman at the place we saw Climax. And this is what's crazy. The theater seats like 300 people, it seemed. Black Klansman was sold out. Roma was sold out. And another movie was sold out on a Sunday. It was beautiful. This theater has like restaurants and a marketplace, bookstore, record store, all like surrounding it. And it was just so alive. They had a black and white, like, classic Mexican film playing on the outside wall. You don't see people dedicated to the arts like that in the Midwest, you know? It was amazing. It was amazing. You know, and we didn't end up seeing a movie, so we just chilled, like, super hard. And then the next day we had our flight over to Guadalajara, so we took that, and it was, here we are, baby. Met up with the homie Gons. He actually picked us up from the airport because he's like, I don't know, better dude than me. Like, I'll pick up pretty much anybody at the airport in Minneapolis because I live very close to it. The question is, where do you want to get dropped off? My house? Sounds pretty good, baby. But Met up with him, had went and played some pool. Had a drunk guy approach me and really wanted to take a picture with me. And the homies who I was with, Gabo and Gons, were like, hey man, back off. And that made the guy think even more that I was a celebrity. And I love it in Mexico, dude. Like, people look at me and they're like, that guy's got swagger out the butt. That dude's a celebrity. It's like, not yet, but the self-fulfilling prophecy and the chaos magic are starting to pay off. So yeah, it's been good. We started Bad Grandpa. Mi abuelo is peligroso, I believe is the translation. But we were watching it with Spanish subtitles on, and every time that they cursed in the movie in English, the subtitle would say Diablos, which is devils, or yikes. Because it seems like every word that I've learned here has like 7 different meanings, you know? Or like specific people you can and can't say them to. It's a bit weird, but it's cool. And then yeah, today we just kind of walked around. We're in a very like busy place, and we walked around, got some lunch, met up with an old friend from the festival, Paulina. There's a Paula. I don't know. There were a bunch of P names at the festival. Sorry guys, a little scatterbrained as per usual. A little tired. Had a few drinks. But man, they make really good mojitos down here, dog. So we met up with Paulina, and then after that, people started showing up. Gons showed back up. He had class, and then Alpuche, this dude, like the meme dude, you know, he's super into memes, super into music. When I was in Guadalajara the first time, he and I bonded over tons of different music, but what really struck a chord was that we had both ordered records from the same small like record company, Polyvinyl. Shout them out, big fan. They always send airheads with every order you get, like a little gift, like stickers. It's truly an incredible thing. So he showed up, and then Martha showed up, and Andy, Andrea, Daniela, Emmy. Who else was there? Pow, 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 pow. That might be it. That might be the whole group. It was fun. We played some cards, and then we went and saw the Luchas, dog. Went and saw the Luchadors again. This is where I'm getting home from. Yeah, I got home a while ago or whatever. We went out for a little while. Had some conversation. Had some dinner. Had some conversation. But yo, the Luchadors and my Mexico City hombres are going to hate this. The Guadalajara Luchadors are way better than Mexico City. And it's not just the wrestlers. And this isn't a wrestling podcast. You guys know that. This is just, sometimes I watch wrestling. My friends like wrestling. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was cool. The crowd was intense. Like, the crowd at the Mexico City one was just lame. And like, wrestlers were throwing beer on other wrestlers. People were a big fan of me. I took pictures with 5 different people thinking I was a celebrity. I don't know if I finished that story about the guy earlier who he thought I was a celebrity. And then the crowd is separated into like the lower bowl and then the upper bowl. And Alpuche kind of explained to me that the luchadors, the thing is classist kind of, and so like, and it's not really, but like if you're up in the top, you know, you're considered poor. If you're in the bottom, you're considered rich. So I was like taking a video and people were like chanting at me like, there's no Wi-Fi here. And the girl next to me was like, it doesn't matter, we have data. And I was like, what are you saying? Quit speaking Spanish. Translate, dog. And she did. I mean, she translated pretty much everything that they were yelling. Some of it not so bueno, some of it pretty bueno. There was a time where they were singing a song, and I was like, cool. And the lady in front of us who had taken a couple selfies with me, and she was like, they're singing to you. I was like, what? She's like, they're calling you Jesus. I was like, no. Yeah? No? Yeah? She's like, yeah, see? And Martha explained it to me. They were singing a hymn, I guess, you know, like, I will pray to you, Jesus, you're my soul. Something like that. And afterwards, like, the people that were doing this, none of them left where they were sitting. They all just, like, waited for me to stand up, and they, like, kept, like, Cristo! You know, and I blessed them. I tried to. I figured my first thought was to go blasphemous with it, to be like, hail Satan, you know, but then it's like, I don't want to put that energy out there. Nor do I want to get murdered in Mexico, because this country is like 90% Catholic, like 85% tougher than me. Everybody, even the women are tougher than me. But it was a blast. It was, I don't know, man. Like, I've been here for 8 days. It's a 10-day trip. Should have made it 30. I think I'd love to move down here. I love this place. I don't want to go back to the Midwest because of that dang old polar vortex, bruh. You know, like, I'm sitting in like 80-degree weather right now. And back home it's like negative 40 or something crazy like that with the wind chill. Luckily. And people are always like, oh, it's so lucky of you that you went on your trip at this time. And I was like, no. It's the end of January, leading up to the worst part of the year, February. It's not luck. I planned this on purpose. Gabo and I did this so we could celebrate my birthday. We did it so we could see homies. Like, I'm not lucky. I saved money. I'm going into debt. Not really. But, yeah, maybe I won't be able to pay rent when I get home. Who cares? It'll work out. Always does. But it's not luck, guys. Luck exists. I believe it. But generally, it happens to people who try hard, who plan, who do things like that. And so don't tell me I'm lucky that I got to go on this trip. Plan your own trip, you know? Yeah, I travel. It's tough work. It's expensive. You can do it too, bro. It's not that hard. We're already planning another trip back to Mexico and a trip to Costa Rica to see Gaba. And it's a bit unfortunate because, like, I don't know if these guys are ever going to come up to the States and visit me. We talked about everybody meeting in LA and then driving up to Seattle because I've done that trip a couple times. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not even home yet. I shouldn't pick out a second trip, third trip, fourth trip. Going to Canada and New York in May with mi familia, so I'll figure it out. I'll get back down here. I love these people, man. They're the best. But I don't know. I'm not excited to go back home. We got the Super Bowl popping off, you know? Old man Brady versus young man Goff. I gotta cheer for the Rams, obviously. You know, it was tough when I was hoping it would be Rams Chiefs. But gotta cheer for the Rams, baby. If I want to move to LA and not be a bandwagon fan when I move there, like everybody else, I gotta start cheering for the Rams and the Kings. And I'm not gonna cheer for the Angels. I don't give a crap about baseball. What other sports? The LA Galaxy. That's soccer, I think. LA Dodgers. Still baseball. But hey, how many teams do you guys need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bum, 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 boom, 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 boom. All right, guys. This has been a trip, literally and figuratively. Literally in the sense that I'm traveling, figuratively in the sense that what I'm doing and seeing, to me, is somewhat unbelievable, maybe. But I don't know, man. I'm excited to get back home, get back into my schedule. No, I'm not. I'm a liar. I'm excited to get back home because the weather is supposed to be warmer than it is now, and I'm excited to see my buddies. But I want to miss these people, you know. definitely spent, we spent 7 days in Mexico City and only 3 real days in Guadalajara. Should have split up the trip more evenly or added more days. The big issue is that, you fly in on a Monday, you fly out on a Thursday. You're asking a lot of your friends to only, to see you on weeknights. But I don't know, guys. It's feels good to be 26. Feels good to be in Mexico. Excited to see the Rams just curb stomp Tom Brady and Gronkowski and whatnot. That short guy, Beasley. Is that his name? He might play for the Cowboys. But I'm not a real football head. People don't call me. They don't say, hey, Sam, hey, or... All right, you guys already know the joke, but people never go, hey, Arnold. Hey, Arnold. Hey, Arnold. To me, they usually say, hey, Sam, because I'm not a football head. All right, guys. This has been good. It's been rambly. It's dense. Yeah, I've been reading Crimes and Punishments, whatever, by Dostoevsky, whatever. I don't know. Hey, if you want me to pronounce your name right, don't spell it so dumb, says a guy whose last name is Stiglmeyer. But speaking of things that are dense and long, that book is pretty dense. But it's good to be reading on vacation, baby. That's what it's about. So I don't know. I'll talk to you guys next week. I'll be home. We'll get back to the goofs and gaffs. These last 2 episodes were kind of like the original ones I started recording, where it's like, hey, this is what happened in my week. If I did this on YouTube, I could make millions of dollars on ad revenue. Because it's like a vlog, but I'm not really trying to be a vlog guy. It's not really my thing. I think vlogs are dumb. But that being said, I got a song coming up for you guys. It's by this band, the Mountain Goats. Jeff Darnell, I believe, is the singer-songwriter's name, who goes by the Mountain Goats. And it's been a favorite since I was 14 or 15. Something I listen to every New Year. Listen to it this New Year. And I'm also, listen to it on my birthday. I'll leave you guys with it. It's called This Year. It's pretty tasty jam. So, that being said, talk to you guys later. And keep it easy.
The motor screaming out, stuck in second gear. The scene ends badly, as you might imagine, in a cavalcade of anger